Hi, I'm Rick Kaler. Thanks for joining me. One of the challenges at the beginning of a romantic relationship is having the conversation. And that's the conversation about one of the most important issues for any couple, and that's money, of course. But it is okay to ask a potential partner about money. And when can you ask it? How do you bring up that subject without seeming like a braggart or cold-hearted, miserly, or someone who's looking for a meal ticket? There really ought to be some rules of etiquette for exploring this essential topic. Something like, by the third date, it's appropriate to start undressing financially. Unfortunately, we don't have such guidelines. Money is a topic fraught with emotional richness. In other words, it's a minefield. Money is one of the top sources of conflicts for couples. So if you're dating, it's really crucial to learn a potential partner's earnings, their net worth, their money habits, and their financial beliefs. At the same time, talking specifically about money is so forbidden in our culture that we have no idea how even to initiate the conversation. So here's a few suggestions. First, figure out your own money beliefs. Before you ever sign up with a dating site or accept a friend's offer to set you up with her brother-in-law, second cousin, think about what you want and need financially from a partner. Yes, this is important. Do you care if someone's net worth is much higher or lower than yours? Is a certain level of debt a deal breaker? What lifestyle are you comfortable with? Typically, we think, well, none of these matter. Love is the most important thing. But then remember, 50% of all marriages end in divorce. The money issue becomes very serious. Another thing you might want to do is tell before you ask. Begin with appropriate self-disclosure. In small steps, talk about your earnings, your long-term financial goals, or your beliefs about debt or spending. And then see how a potential partner reacts. If they don't disclose on an equal level, or if they seem uncomfortable with the conversation or have beliefs or money habits much different from yours, you may be seeing some red flags. Next, just observe. Watch how people handle money. Are there any patterns around spending or the use of credit cards that seem to indicate either overspending or excessive frugality? Do they throw cash around, or do they leave restaurant tips that even Ebenezer Scrooge, before his transformation, would be proud of? Does someone's home show signs of hoarding or stinginess? A candlelight dinner of takeout Chinese at a card table is one thing for college students, but it's quite another thing for middle-class professionals. Do their cars or their houses seem poorly maintained? Does their lifestyle seem more lavish than the typical earnings in their career field, or that we would expect that career field to support? Next, listen. Despite the taboo on talking about money, we indirectly reveal a lot about our money beliefs by what we say and even our body language. Notice how dates talk about saving or spending. Do they seem worried about money or reluctant to spend it for even basic needs? Do they seem angry or resentful about successful people? Do they boast about financial successes or things they own, or get-rich-quick schemes they're involved in? Finally, ask. Even if everything else is all moonlight and roses, and you meet someone who seems like the one, don't set aside everything that matters to you about money. Instead, remember how important this issue is to the long-term health of a relationship. Even if you can't do it gracefully, ask the money questions. Talk frankly about debt, spending, saving for retirement, and each other's expectations around lifestyles and careers. Being the one to initiate that difficult money conversation doesn't mean that you are cold-hearted, unromantic, or greedy. It simply means you recognize that money is too important a topic to just ignore. When we enter into a romantic relationship, it's tempting to think that love means not having to talk about money. In truth, Love means having the courage to talk about money. Thanks for listening.